Hello traders, welcome back to RN Isaac then GFX. To our new subscribers, I would like to welcome you to this great family and thank you for joining us. To our returning subscribers, thank you for your great support. And today guys, I want us to analyze the three pairs, that is Euro USD, GBPUSD and USD CHF. So we shall continue. We shall start with Euro USD. Let's start with the Euro USD. I'll be very fast. So guys, when you open Euro USD, I've already analyzed this market, so I'll be explaining what I'm thinking. I'll be explaining it. So this is daily time frame, and if you can see very well, the buyers are trying to, they have broke two resistance. The buyers have broke two resistance. So by now I'm sure that you know what I'm trying to mean. So in daily time frame, the market was bearish. In daily time frame, the sellers were taking control. You can see sellers were taking control from this point up to this point. Okay, but now buyers now you can see the presence of buyers since they have break this resistance, and they have break this resistance. Yesterday they broke this resistance. Are we together guys? So, and I told you, in a bearish market structure, once the resistance is broken, that means that this is an early signs of reversal or change of character. Okay, since now we have closed above this resistance and we have closed above the next resistance yesterday. Okay, so guys, what is the way forward in Euro USD? What is the way forward on Euro USD? If buyers will continue to have a momentum and be able to close above this area, okay, be able to close above that region. Why am I saying specifically that region? Because now you can see at this region we have resistance. Why? Because you see this box, the red one, it was a support here and it was a resistance here. So you know very well, once the support is broken, it become a resistance. So we are expecting to have some resistance here. Okay, and again we have this trend line, and you know very well, when you see a trend line, the orange trend line in my chart, that means that this is a major trend line. I'll be showing you where the origin of this trend line is. So let us see where it started. You can see very well, it started here. It started at this area. Okay, it started there up to that region. So you can see it has been, once the price touch that trend line, it is pushed back downward. Okay, once the price touch that trend line, sellers take control. But unfortunately, there was a point where buyers broke that trend line upward, where that buyers, you can see, once the price came and touched this trend line, sellers push the price downward. Once they came up here again, the price action was pushed downward, sorry. But here, unfortunately here, the buyers were able to break this trend line. Let me zoom in. The buyers were able to break this trend line above. Okay, and once the sellers brought the price action up to here, this trend line did not hold it did not hold the price upward. Okay, but rather the sellers continue and break this trend line, but it has never been retested. You can see it has never been retested. So we shall wait until buyers break this zone and this trend line above, so that we can buy. Are we together guys? So that we can buy. So we shall wait until buyers break that trend line and that resistance area so that we can buy. So let me show you what I'm trying to mean. So that is a scenario number 1. So we shall wait until they break this zone like that and then retest. So we shall buy up to there as a TP1. Are we together? We shall buy up to there as a TP1. So if the buyers will continue the same momentum, and break this zone again, we shall continue holding this price action, we shall continue holding this trade, and then we are targeting this region as a TP2. Are we together? That if the buyers will have the momentum to break those two regions, we shall continue to hold that trade up to the TP2. TP2 is around 1.1100, TP1 is around 1.100. Are we together? So we shall continue to hold. That is first. That is scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is if buyers will not be able to break this zone. Okay, for example, if we shall see a rejection here and a wick, not a full candle, a wick, just a wick touching this region, two region, okay, and then the candle close below this region. So if we shall see a wick like this, if we shall see something like this here, that means now we have a resistance here. And it is possible if it will close below, if the candle will close below this zone, and the wick is above, only the wick break this zone, that means that there is a rejection. So what are we expecting? We are expecting that the sellers will push the market. Downward. Are we together? Up to that zone. So we shall enter for sell. In this point, at this point. We shall enter for sell at this point. Okay, we shall enter for sell at that point, and our stop loss will be at the end of the week. For example, let me use this candle here. I hope you can see this candle. Let me use this candle. If we see such a thing, we shall put our stop loss above that wick, and then our entry will be here. Okay, I hope I'm understood. I hope I'm clear. So that is scenario number 2. So scenario number 3 is, I can see there is a possibility of this market forming inverse head and shoulder. There is a possibility of this market forming inverse head and shoulder. I hope by now everyone knows what is inverse head and shoulder. And if you don't know, I'll be making a video showing you the setup. I promise to make a video to show the setups I'm looking for, if the market is bullish or if the market is bearish. So one of the setups I'm looking for, if the market is bullish and we are changing the character, or we are shifting, or you have a market shift of structure, is inverse head and shoulder. And I'll be showing you where inverse head and shoulder is. Let me show you at this zone. I'm expecting the market to form inverse head and shoulder here. Why am I saying so? I'm saying so because let me draw it for you guys. Very nice one. Why am I saying so? Let me draw it with the blue. Let me indicate it with the blue color. Why am I saying so? Already, if you can see very clearly, already we have a right shoulder, and we have a head. Already we have a right shoulder. This is a right shoulder. This is our head. Okay, we are yet to form a left shoulder. And if you can see at the left shoulder, we have a fair volume gap. We have a fair volume gap that it has not been touched. So a fair volume gap, it is a gap where, for example, if you have a 3 candle, this is a candle 1, this is candle 2, this is another candle 3. Okay, if candle 2 and candle 1, the wick have not touched each other. Okay, you can see very well this candle 3 and this candle 1, their wick have not touched each other, meaning they have left a gap in between candle 2. They have left a gap between candle 2. That's what I'm calling a fair volume gap. Okay, and the fair volume gap, it acts like a magnet. When it comes to forex, it acts like a magnet. Okay, it will pull this market down like that before we can see a movement, before we can see a strong movement up. Are we together? So if we shall see something like that, we shall enter for buy here at that zone, and then our TP1 will be at this level. Our TP1 will be at that level, and if the buyers will continue to break this zone, we shall continue to hold this trade. We shall continue to hold that trade. Let me say, we shall continue to hold that trade or re-enter again to TP2 up to there. Are we together? I hope I'm clear. So those are the 3 setups I'm looking for. Those are the 3 scenarios I'm looking for in Euro USD. So let us go to GBPUSD. GBPUSD and see what and explain what I'm seeing here. So guys, I already analyzed this market. So mine is just I'll be explaining you so fast so that we can continue. I'm yet to make a video for beginners to show you some setup that I look. So guys, let us start with the daily time frame. Okay, let us start with daily time frame. And finally guys, the general TP for sale, it has been smashed. Yesterday we smashed the general TP for sale. You can see here, this is the point I was looking for for 3 weeks. Okay, this is the point I was looking for the first 3 weeks ago, last 3 weeks ago. Okay, and I told you guys the market was around this zone, and I told you guys we shall drop to this zone. And yesterday, you can see very well, yesterday candle, it came and touched our TP and go up. Okay, find some rejection upward. Are we together? So what is the way forward on GBPUSD? What is the way forward on GBPUSD? You can see very well we have a trend line here. We have an upward trend line. Every time you see an orange trend line, then just know that this is a large trend line, a major trend line. Sawa. And at the same time, you can see here I've indicated this zone with a blue as a blue zone, meaning I'm expecting to see a support. I'm expected to see this market will find a support here so that it can go up. It can be pushed up. Okay, why am I saying this? The support is here. If you go backward, you can see this zone, it was a resistance here and it was a resistance here. And if you go backward again, you shall see it was a resistance again. Okay, so we know that if resistance is broken upward, okay, it will now change from being resistant to be a support. That is the reason why I've indicated this zone as a support. And already you can see the presence of buyers. Are you together? So what is the way forward on GBPUSD? So I'm expecting this price to hold above this zone. That is my expectation. I'm expecting that buyers will have momentum to push the market above this zone. That is my expectation. Okay, then we shall not enter now. If you are aggressive trader, you can enter buy and TP1 will be there. Are we together? But if you are a conservative trader like me, I will still wait and watch this market until buyers are able to break this zone upward like that. Now I will enter with a lot of confidence and place my TP here. This is a TP. This will be my general TP for buyers. This will be my general TP for buyers around 1.32591. This zone. I will take my TP there. Are we together, guys? That is scenario number 1. Scenario number 1. Scenario number 2 is if sellers will have momentum and break that zone with a body candle, and break that zone with a body candle, now we shall enter for sell. What do I mean? If sellers will come and break this trend line and this support zone with a momentum, with a body candle, now we shall enter for sell once this trade retrace back to this region. Now it will change from being support to be a resistance. So we shall enter for a sell and our TP for sell it will be here. Our TP for sell, our overall TP for sell will be there at that point. Why am I saying this point? Because now this point I've indicated as a blue and we have a major trend line. We have a major trend line. So our TP for sell it will be there. Are we together? And why and the reason why I've indicated this area as a blue zone or support simply means if you can go backward and check on your left side, you will find that that zone has been acting as a support resistance. Easy. You can see if you go backward, you can see the history shows that this zone it has been acting as a support resistance here. Okay, support here, resistance and so on and so forth. So we are expecting that if sellers will be able to close this zone below, okay, with a body candle, we shall enter for sell up to this zone. Okay, up to that zone. Are we together, guys? I hope I'm clear. And I hope you can get something, you can learn something. So let us go to our final pair, that is USDCHF. So guys, again I already analyzed this market and let me explain everything. So if you can okay, let us start with the weekly time frame so that you can see it very well. Let us start, sorry, that is monthly time frame. Let us start with the weekly time frame. So in weekly time frame, the market is bearish. The general market is bearish in weekly time frame. Are we together, guys? This it shown be even by our EMA. Our EMA indicate that the general market is bearish. Are we together? So we are looking for a sell opportunity. Okay, if the general market is bearish, we are looking for a sell opportunity. So guys, in weekly you can see the price is forming something like an M structure, here. Okay, so in weekly the previous lower low, it was at this point. The previous lower low, it was at this point before it was broken. Are we together? So the previous lower low, it was at that point. Let me delete this red zone. So the previous lower low, it was at that point before it was broken. Okay, so let me draw it in a weekly time frame. So the previous lower low, it was at that point before it was broken downward. Okay, so once it has been broken downward, we say that if the resistance now, if support is broken downward, it become a resistance. That's why I've indicated as as a red zone. Are we together? So the price came and break that that zone downward. Okay, so we are expecting, let me show you. So the price came and broke this downward, we see. So here it acted like a support. Here the price here broke it. Are we together? Downward, but it never sustained this market to continue bearish, but rather the buyers find the momentum and close this area in upward. And you can see once it was retraced here and retouch again, it acted as a support and put the market upward like that at this point. Okay, so the sellers came again. Once the market reached here, the buyers, you can see the buyers tried to find the support and push the market up to this point. Okay, but unfortunately they were not able to push the market upward higher than that. So sellers took control and break this zone. So we were expected to see that this zone, if buyers will come, we shall see a resistance. Here. And for the matter of fact, you can see this candle. This candle showed there was a resistance. This showed there was a resistance before buyers took control and break that candle with a body. So what is the way forward on USDCHF? So already the price action is above this zone, and we know if the price action is above the resistance, now this resistance will change to be support. Okay, that's now we know this resistance will change to be support. Let's continue to weekly daily time frame. So remember I'm doing top down analysis. So let us draw sorry guys, let us draw the current resistance in daily. This is our current resistance in daily. Allow me to show you that. This is our current resistance in daily. This one, you can see the market was forming lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. So this one was the lower low, lower high than this one. Okay, see, this is the current resistance. This is the current lower high. Okay, our current lower low, it was this one, and it was broken upward. Okay, it was this one, and the price broke it upward. Are we together? Guys? So what is the way forward? So if I can minimize this zone using daily time frame, it will be smaller than that. So let us minimize this zone because now it's bigger. So let us minimize that zone using a daily time frame. Let us minimize that zone. Very good. So that zone is now clear. There's nothing we have changed, guys. It's the same. It's the same. Okay, it's the same. It acts as a support there. Let me show you. It acts like a support here. It's the same way it was in a weekly time frame. Act like a support there. Resistance here. You can see resistance there. Support here. Are we together? So resistance here, support here. Are we together, guys? So what is the way forward? On this time frame? So this one automatically it changed from being a resistance to be a support. Guys. So let us change the color from red to blue like that. So what do you see? So one of the scenario here, I will show you the first scenario that I see. One of the scenario here is if buyers will continue to buy up to this zone and see and find a resistant and find some resistant, okay, and find a resistant, then we expect this price to come to be pushed down below here as a TP1 and down below here as a TP2, and then we shall close that trend. We shall close that trade. Why? Because I can see a possibility of forming inverse head and shoulder at this zone, at that region. Okay, I can see that possibility. I can see the possibility of forming inverse head and shoulder at this region. Are we together? At this region. Because why? We have already formed a right shoulder. This is the head. The whole of this is the head. We are yet to form a left shoulder. Are we together, guys? We are yet to form the left shoulder. And now this will be our neckline. This will be our neckline. That is scenario number 1. So if buyers will find the resistance here and the price close below this region after taking the liquidity, with a wick, okay, and the price close below, the candle close below this region, we shall enter for a sell from this zone to this point as a TP1, okay, to this point as a TP1, then our TP2 will be at this point and we shall close that trade. Why? Because I'm expecting this zone to push the market upward. It will act as a right shoulder, left shoulder, and now we shall have our left shoulder. And if you can see, there is a gap here. There is a gap here that must be filled. There is a gap here that must be filled. Okay, that is scenario number 1. Scenario number 2. Sellers might come directly, form that inverse head and shoulder, and then push the market upward. Okay, push the market upward. So our TP1 for buy will be here. Our TP1 for buy will be here after forming this head and shoulder, inverse head and shoulder. Our TP1 for buy will be here. Then we shall continue to hold this trend. If buyers will have that momentum, break that zone again and retest, we shall re-enter and hold that trade, and our general overall TP for buying will be here. Okay, overall TP for buying will be there. Why am I saying so? I'm saying so because I can see a possibility that the market will be able to retrace up to this zone before we can see a movement downward. Okay, why? If you can see very well, there is a gap here. There is a gap here that it has not been filled. Okay, and the market loves to fill this gap. It acts like a magnet. So once this gap is filled, we shall now enter for sell downward. Now are we together? We shall now enter for sell downward. That is scenario number 2. I hope I'm clear. If you have any question or concern, please comment down below. I'll be glad to help you. Let me just repeat for those who have not understand. Let me just do a quick review about that. So I'm saying if buyers will have a resistance, scenario number 1, if buyers will have a resistance here and price close below this zone, I'm expecting to enter for a sell here because now it will be able to form a double top. So I'm expecting to enter for sell here. Our TP1 will be at this point. This region, sorry, and then TP2 we shall close our trade once the TP2 is hit. Okay, why am I saying so? I'm saying so because once we reach at this zone, we'll be now forming an inverse head and shoulder. Can you see an inverse head and shoulder? This is the right shoulder, this is the head. Now our left shoulder will be here. Once the inverse head and shoulder is formed, okay, it has been formed, we shall enter for buy. This now will be our scenario number 2. We shall enter for buy. Our TP for buy will be at that point. Then we shall continue holding this trade. If this now will be our next zone. This now will be our next zone. We shall continue holding this trade. If now the buyers will be able to break the neck and retest, we shall either re-enter and hold that trade again, and our TP will be at this zone. TP2 will be our this zone. That will be our general TP2 for buying. I hope I'm clear now. Otherwise, if you have any question or comment, please, or concern, please comment down below and I'll be glad to help you guys. Let us grow together as a forex trader. Let us grow together. I want to wish you a happy weekend, a nice weekend in advance, and let us continue watching this those three pairs. I will repeat that, please guys, use proper risk management and be patient. Use proper risk management and be patient. If you are patient enough, you will reap the benefit of forex. If you know how to use proper risk management, you will reap the benefit of forex. Okay, and if you don't know what is risk management in forex, I already made a video and explain what is risk management in forex, how you are going to apply risk management in forex, factors to consider, or factors to consider when applying risk management in forex. So go watch that video and I'm sure you are going to learn a lot. Otherwise, have a blessed weekend ahead and God bless you guys. Let's meet again.